and to develop design models and to specify interfaces, right? So in this one we have a system, context and interaction. So I said what is context and what is interaction. The what you have studied, what is context, representing a system, the model in terms of a system, representing the system in terms of a use case and a sequence, representing in the case of structural model, representing with respect to the class diagram or interaction or aggregation, representing this model with respect to the state diagram or the again the interaction or a sequence diagram. So all these concepts are repetitive over here, right? So you have a system context and the interaction. The system context model and interaction model, it represents the complementary view of the relationship between the system and the environment. Okay, a system context model is a structural model. It is a structural model that demonstrates the other systems in the environment of the systems being developed, right? And an interaction model is a dynamic model. Always it shows how the system interacts with its environment and how it is being utilized, right? So we have a diagrammatical representation. So this is a use case diagram for a weather station use cases, and this is a diagram which represents the system context for the weather station. What is context as say? So everything representing in terms of a system. You can see what all the systems you have in the weather stations. Control is a system. Weather station is a system, right? Weather information is one of the system. So satellite, even in fact, this is also a system. All are interconnected. So this is one of the context diagram. This is a context diagram for a system context for the weather station. Okay. Similarly, you have one more diagram that is a weather station for a use case diagram, right? So weather station for a use cases. As you could see here, the several use cases that are being connected with the actors. So what is the actor? The person who gives the information on weather information system is an actor. What all the use cases he is being related with? Report weather, report status. Similarly, the actor who controls the system such as power save, remote, reconfigure, shutdown, restart of the system, all these terms are concerned with one of the actors. So analyzing this, that is weather station use cases. What all the use cases are being used in the use cases and the actors which are being consent to it. So this has been shown, right? This is all about the system and context. Remember, there is a similarity, complete similarity with respect to the system and context interaction. When I focus what is this topic, context model and interaction model, same are interpreted with respect to the object oriented design using UML. In that, first is system context and interaction. System context and interaction. Clear? Similarly, you have architectural design. So when I say architectural design, you have high level architecture. It is a high level, once again I repeat, it is a high level architecture that you are going to represent with respect to the diagram. Okay. So to understand this, you need to understand the complete system. What does the system consist of? This is a diagrammatical representation that shows high level architecture of the weather station. So you can see a communication link that is being connected to the various subsystem. Hope all are hearing the session. So here you can see the all part of the system is represented as a subsystem. This is a UML notation: subsystem, subsystem, subsystem. So individual subsystem is being represented. What is this? A fault manager, power manager, configuration manager, data collection, instrument, communication. All are the subsystem that is being connected to a communication link. So if the question is based on the represents the architectural design for a high level weather station, you should be able to represent this diagram, and you need to tell what exactly the system is. System is a weather station. What exactly the use cases is to report weather. what are actors here, weather information system and weather stations, right? What is the data, what is the response, what is the comment, all these things you should be able to represent it. So this is our architecture of data collection system. This is the this is the representation of data collection system, architecture of a data collection system. So that is, we have a transmitter represented as a data collection. What are the models that is being needed for the data collection? We have weather data, we have a transmitter, and we have a receiver over here. In fact, there are many proposals made about how to identify object classes in the object-oriented system. So you have, once again, you just focus on this diagram. So what are the components? So before I go to the next topic, try to analyze. So I'll cover open source, what is open source development also, and what is a pattern. We just start with the what is the meaning of a pattern over here. So system context and interaction, you should be able to represent this topic by using system context of the weather station, all of you, system context of the weather station and a use case of a weather station. If it is asked what are architectural design, you have to represent these subsystems, that is high level architecture of the weather station. So here the major test case is only the weather station. So coming to the topic, if they ask you what are the weather station object classes, even this comes under architecture. So you have to represent this with respect to the class diagram, the attributes and its operations. What are the weather station objects? If I ask you simple, what are the weather, explain the concept of object class identification. The topic is object class identification. So object class identification is representing these weather stations. What are the objects, what are the attributes, and what are the operations of a particular object. For example, here you could identify how many objects. So here you can identify 5 objects of a weather station, and individual objects has got its own attributes, and the independent operations. Weather station report weather, report status, all these are the what operations. Here also we have operations. So the weather station objects provides the basic interface of the weather station with its environment. So its operation reflects the interactions as shown in the figure. In this case, we use a single object class. Okay, we use a single object class to encapsulate all of these interactions. But usually in other designs, we could design the system interface as a several different classes. So weather data object. So the weather data object class is responsible for processing the report weather commands. It sends usually the summarized data. Okay. Ground thermometer. If I analyze this ground thermometer or anemometer, the barometer, these are all the technical specification object classes are directly related to the instrument in the system. Okay. So coming to the concept, what are design models? Design models are basically are represented by using sequence diagram. We have discussed this in the previous session, that is chapter 5, that is in the model 3 itself, the first part, what are design models. So I asked you, how do you represent the design models? So design models, usually we use a sequence diagram to describe the design. Okay. So we used unified modeling language to develop a design. Usually we have two types of design models, structural model and dynamic model. Okay. We have structural model and design model. Structural model describes the static structure of the system using object classes and their relationship. So we have important relationship that may be documented in this, and a dynamic model describes the dynamic structure of the system and shows interaction between the system objects. Okay. So we have a sequence model to be represented, sequence diagram for describing the data collection. So in this diagram, the subsystem models shows the logical grouping of the objects into the coherent subsystem. They are represented using a form of class diagram. Okay. So the sequence model shows the sequence of object interaction. They are represented using UML sequence collaboration diagram. So as I shown, this dotted line shows that this the active part and passive part. The active part is here when it opens the bar. So with respect to the command, this is an important sequence diagram to describe the data collection of a weather station, how the data is collected for a weather station in weather information system. So how does the request goes? Once request, so this is going to, the request is going to open. So acknowledge it. In between, still the process continues as a heavy bar. So reply report, the if I ask you the active part of this use case, all are use cases. Remember, active part colon, the UML says that you have a colon followed by the name of a use case, colon followed by the use case, colon followed by use case. This is the active part of it, the command. Whereas this is not the active part. So only when the command called report weather is being initiated from this, so this is going to open, and the active part is still here. Send the report and get the acknowledge. Then it becomes deactive. Again, the active part gets summary, it gets active, and again it gets deactive. So throughout the cycle only this command is active. Okay. So one more diagram we have to show is what is state diagram for weather station diagram. State diagrams. So why do we use a state diagram? State diagrams are being used to show how the object respond to the different service request, and the state transitions triggered by the various requests. Okay. So the state diagrams are very much useful in the high level models of a system. So let me go to the diagram directly. So this is a state diagram that shows the weather station. Okay. So what are the different states? So this is the beginning of the state. Okay. So how does it move? Initially it is shut down. That is, it is in the off mode. Clear? It is in the off mode, shut down. So initiate starts with the reconfigure of power saver command. So it is configuring state. From the shutdown to maybe if you restart, it goes to the running state. And these are all the, this block, that is shaded block, these are all the operations which are the active states. For example, running, testing, transmitting, summarizing, collecting, these are all the active states of the weather station. So they are being interconnected with the various commands. These are all the transition. Collecting to running is one transition. Running to collecting is one transition. Running to summarizing is one transition. Transmitting to running is one transition, right? So here are the various transitions. Okay. So this is one of the important questions that might be asked. Explain the state diagram for weather stations, weather station. So the state diagram for a weather station, you have to write this. You have to analyze these states. You have to write these transitions from one state to another state. Okay. Clear? So next topic is a design pattern. So before I start a design pattern, what is interface specification? Interface specification, basically we have a UML representation. You just remember any sort of interfaces that are represented as the UML notation interface followed by the this symbol, and name of interface is the reporting, and what are the attributes of that particular interface, that reporting, weather report, status report, same as if like, right? This is also one of the UML notations that represents the pattern. Okay, so this is all about this topic. Object, it is a big topic, remember. Object oriented design using unified modeling language, it is a big topic. So as I said, the notes that I have given, that covers only till here, model driven engineering. For these topics you have to refer the book. I have given you the book yesterday. I forwarded in the WhatsApp, and maybe I'll upload it to the Google Classroom today. Object oriented design using UML. And we left with what is design pattern, implementation issues, and open source development. So let me go to the one more topic, last topic. So before pattern is a big topic. So what is open source development? What is the meaning of open source development? If at all, if it is asked, you should be able to answer what is open source development. Okay. Open source development, it is one of the approach to software development in which the source code of a software system is published to volunteer and invited to participate in the development process. It is same as if like developing a new software. So it is a free software foundation usually. Open source or extended the idea by using the internet. Okay. Open source. So the simple meaning, what is open source means, it is you don't need any source of licensing to hide that, right? So we say the open source softwares, right? For a company that is being involved in the software development, there are two open source issues that has to be considered: whether the product that is being developed make use the open source component, or should an open source approach can be used for a software development. Try to understand. Open source means it is a free software, right? For example, you have a Ubuntu, right? It is a open source. You don't so new for the OS, you don't need any sort of licensing. It is a freeware available. Similarly, there are many products which are available. So what is the main objective of making the software as open source? There are many constraints that you need to take care. That is, whether the product that is being developed from your side, it has to make use of the open source component, or should an open source approach can be used for the software development. This is the queries you have, and you need to go through what is open source licensing. So this consists of several concepts: license model, general public license. What are the different types of licensing models? The question could be list various licensing models that comes under open source licensing. There are three types, you should be able to specify. So just remember this and you can answer it. So this is maybe for a external point of view, I'm stressing this, because if you're not able to answer the questions from these topics, from this topic, you should be able to go through these topics. Got it? You have two questions, this or this. So either this question or either this question. In this case, if you get the question from this, if you study this, maybe you have option that you can select the questions from this side or this side, right? So today we have covered the topics. Today we have tried to cover the topics Object oriented using UML, a very big topic, and open source development. So tomorrow I'll take what is design patterns and implementation issues. Design pattern is a big topic, and what are the implementation issues. And next week maybe we'll try to cover introduction to RUP. So meanwhile we'll cover up this three complete module 3. So from my point of view, and from your point of view, as I said, for internal you have to study all these points, and maybe for external you can plan these models, either this model or either this model, based on your capability to understand the topics. Now I request you to give the attendance, those who have not given. Freshly I want the attendance to be given on this session. Those who have already given, I don't consider, I have deleted the chat session. So I request all of you to give it right now. So give the attendance freshly. Those who have given it, I don't consider. As of now, you give it based on the time consent. I'll consider that. Okay, one more instruction. So maybe I will take the